Hello everyone, I'm Noémie and I am a surgery student at ESPOL, and today we are welcoming Daniel Schade, who is a researcher at the University of Magdeburg. Hello, Daniel.
Hi there.
So we'll have a question for you in the framework of your subject on foreign policy for Brexit. Is Brexit likely to undermine the EU's ability to become a leading global actor?
Well, the question already is if the EU can ever be a leading global actor, but insofar that it is one already, it's going to have important consequences, no matter the deal that we come up with in the end. Interestingly, in the area of foreign policy, the positions of the UK and that of the European Union are quite close, and both want to see continued cooperation. But the problem is that it's not going to be so easy. So even if both sides want to cooperate on certain things, especially in traditional questions of foreign policy, such as sanctions and so on, there's some legal problems that might prevent us from doing that. And also just formally, with the UK leaving the European Union, we're going to lose Europe's foremost military power as part of the European Union. We're going to lose a seat at the United Nations Security Council and so on. That's going to make it more difficult for the EU to be visible overall. And then there's the other question of some of the EU's foreign policies that aren't traditional policies. So for instance, the EU's trade policy, that is a very integrated European policy. And in that framework, it will be almost impossible for the UK and the EU to continue cooperating on international issues. So on that, the EU is going to lose some clout. But for some of those other questions, both sides actually want to continue cooperating. And now the question is how we make that happen. And it's going to be easier for those things where actually governments retain a lot more power, such as military aspects of the EU's foreign policy or sanctions policy and so on. But overall, it's going to have an impact, just as to other countries looking to Europe, seeing the mess that we're in right now, rather than Europe trying to shape global debates at the moment. So we'll be occupied with this question for so long that Europe just won't be able to shape any global debates for the years going into the future.
Okay, and do you think the transatlantic trade agreement will collapse, like after Brexit?
I mean, it's already dead, and we've seen that. And that's not necessarily from the European side. That was more a result of the election of Donald Trump. But what we actually see as a side effect of that collapsing is that the EU is now pursuing new trade agreements, say with Japan, that didn't quite work out, but Japan also lost a trade agreement with the United States as a result of Donald Trump. So the EU actually has an opportunity there to reshape trade with other partners. The problem is that the United States are obviously one of the most important trade powers in the world. If we don't have a trade agreement with them, it's not going to be quite the same to have a trade agreement with Japan or other countries.
Thank you for your answer, Daniel Schade. And we'll leave it to the other person. Thank you very much for answering my questions.